Whakalofa Elliot Ikilei here. So I've just finished the No Means No meeting and had some nice, good chats with a whole lot of people. It's been really, really awesome, really excellent. Firstly, I do apologize, absolutely apologize for when I was going live before and the audio was shocking, just shocking. Hey, Tino, toko. Good to see you, Mark. Evening, brother. Evening to you. Very good. So I'm just traveling through Manurewa at the moment, moving into Takanini, and it's just been really great time. Met some of the good people. Oh, met a bit of a celebrity. Oh, I think he's a celebrity. Is Ronji. Ronji was the man who has been able to. He stood up against Helen Clark. Helen Clark, of course, was trying to push the idea of just absolutely legalizing anything and everything, and it was Ronji who was able to stand up, apart from the rest of the panel who seemed to lose a little bit of spine, and he was able to give it back, and it was really awesome. So he was there tonight. Bob McCoskey was there tonight, of course, as well as Nick Tuatasi. It was also one of the wonderful things, one of the wonderful surprises that I found was that there was also a group of Muslims who came along, and I loved that. I thought that was really, really awesome. In fact, after the meeting, that small contingent, they really want Bob to now go and speak to their mosques around some of the most brutal sort of things that we see going on, the horrific policies that they're really pushing. So it was really good. The cannabis one I knew a lot about, so that one was sort of expected. I think probably a couple of my surprises more than anything was as you know, in Colorado, for every $1 of tax that they managed to make on recreational cannabis, $4.50 is paid out in social damage. $4.50. So you've got a few people who just get mega rich, and the vast majority of the people, we suffer in misery. We get preyed upon. We have high amounts of traffic fatalities, people dying. The amount of children who have increased heavily is just shocking, absolutely shocking. And so the yes cannabis people have got no idea. A lot of them are your Chardonnay socialists. They're the ones who sort of sit there in their lovely, comfortable home and sip away and think that everything is kumbaya and that life is a utopia. They've got no idea about real life. They really don't. So it's something that we have seen a lot of. In terms of where we are sitting at, so tomorrow afternoon at 5:30, so 5:30 tomorrow night, I'm going to be part of a panel around about cannabis and how it should be. That will be on Magic Talk, and so that's going to be a good, strong fight. I'm sure it will get nice and crispy, which sometimes does occur. I think the surprises for me came in the other referendum, the euthanasia referendum. A lot of people are voting yes. And I get that. That part I get, because there is the illusion that, we deserve to have control over things. And that part I understand. So therefore they want to vote to be able to have someone kill them or engage in suicide by a doctor. So I do understand that to a degree. But what surprised me was the exit polls. The exit polls are basically when you've already voted and then they take your poll then. How did you vote? Why did you vote that way? That sort of thing. And what they found is that the vast majority of people voted for euthanasia for activities that are already part of normal law. So, for example, do not resuscitate. The majority of people who voted yes for euthanasia, one of the reasons why they voted yes for euthanasia was because they wanted to have a do not resuscitate order. Well, you already have a do not resuscitate order already in the current law. Some were saying that they wanted euthanasia so that they could have a turn off the machine choice. Well, that already exists. Painkillers, that already exists. The vast majority of the people who are voting yes in the exit polls, it shows that they're voting for a law that they don't quite understand. And it's not their fault, but they don't understand that this is already in place. What they're voting for is things that are going to be really scary. For example, the euthanasia bill has things in place that are not even in place in the other places which have already got the slippery slope. So not only do we have the most brutal abortion bill, we are about to engage in a euthanasia type bill that is so flawed that it is more flawed than every other place that has a euthanasia law, and where we've already seen the slippery slope occur. I do wonder sometimes. I do wonder sometimes about these policies and these laws. I mean, what does it mean to be human? Or what does it mean to be alive? The laws and the policies that they're putting through right now, they go to the very existential question of humanity. And it's the trajectory, the angle of philosophy and thought that we're seeing with it is so pro-death that it's a very dystopian type of destination that we're heading towards. And I think that's some scary, scary places to be. So yeah, that was actually quite interesting. So another news, of course, today. You've probably seen the Stuff and the New Zealand Herald articles that have come out that basically say that I was running around showing a picture of an 11-year-old child and that it's an anti-rainbow smear campaign. Wow. So I've made a complaint to both of those articles because, of course, I've never mentioned ever any sexual orientation, heterosexual or otherwise, at all. All I have ever mentioned is that drag queen sexualized adult entertainment is not acceptable to be presented as acceptable child's entertainment. Now, the New Zealand Herald has accepted it, and they have changed the title. So it was something like, Candidate is slammed for using photo as a smear campaign. So they changed that to something like, candidate is slammed for what the parents call an anti-rainbow smear campaign. It's small, but it's, that's all right. That's cool. Now, the Stuff article, from what I'm aware, still has not. Now, of course, we're going to follow that up with a complaint to the Press Council because, of course, it's absolute fake news. So we will follow that one up. But what's fascinating though is that I recorded the phone call between myself and the reporter because, no offense to anyone who is a reporter out there, I don't trust you in terms of your industry. And so it's not a personal mistrust. It's just you can't really be trusted. I think evidence speaks for itself, really. So I did. I recorded it. I stuck a meme on top of it, or I stuck what one of the team had done up, and then we released it. And yeah, people have really enjoyed hearing that record. And in that record, I never once talk about rainbow. I never once talk about putting the girl herself. I never make assertions or accusations upon her or her family. Never. All I stick to is the idea that a sexualized adult entertainment is fine for adults, but it is not fine for children. And it's not. And to know that politicians and media and academics seem to think that sexualized activity, and not just a drag queen, but the drag queen story time, pushing the idea of that you are not a boy or a girl, the psychological destabilization effect that can have. Why can't they just leave children alone? What is it about children or childhood that they seem so opposed to or angered about? I don't quite understand what it is about childhood that incenses them so much that they want to change and to really focus on child and push progressive policies that destabilize the very psychological stability of our children. I really don't. I don't get it. What is it about children and childhood that they want to attack? I mean, I will tell you. Sorry, I'm going to put on a light here so that you can see me. How's that? Oh, look, do I look scary? Okay. So, I better turn off the car. Yeah, there has been some psychological thought going on in that. What is it about politicians, academics, and media that childhood seems to be fair game? I just don't understand. Michael, stuff.co still have it up. They don't care. It's all about the impact of sales to fund the left. Yeah, they do. It's so odd. And I mean, we all look. I've told this to some of our candidates before as well. Is that one of the things that they'll do is they will put a child out in front, and then the child will be there as a human shield. So if you, for example, you want to say that, climate change and mankind is responsible, and you got to do this. Well, let's stick out a child in front, and let's put that child out there. And so anyone who says, well, hang on, the science around climate change doesn't actually quite agree with what the media is pushing out there. And so when they do that, then what they say is, right, so you're actually attacking Greta. You're attacking Greta. You're attacking a 16-year-old girl. You disgusting. ... It's just incredible how they do it. And now, of course, they've used a child and they stuck the child straight on Kia Kids. Justin, it's all about the destruction of the nuclear family. The family unit should be the smallest representation of your country, working up through local community, village, etc. You're absolutely right. And you stole my thunder. Good on you. You're absolutely right. Here, let me just check that up there. You're absolutely right, Justin. You're right. That's what I've sort of discovered, or not discovered, but that's what I've sort of come across when I have discussed with activists. When I have ended up triggering, not trying to trigger, but when some have been triggered over me, a lot of it ends up coming back to the family unit. They hate the family unit. It is a hatred. So, thank you, I appreciate that. I'll take the thunder back. But they do. They absolutely hate the family. And look, I'm sure it doesn't take a genius to realize that something may have happened in their own family. But then if that's the case, why is it that they've got to weaponize what they're talking about and then weaponize their own hatred for their own family and then to attack the very structure of family? It really is incredible. I know it. I know that they will do this. And still sometimes I sit back and I go, are you aware of what you're actually doing? It is an incredible attempt to deconstruct the most powerful entity in the human world, which is the family unit. Nothing else is as strong. Nothing else is as powerful. No other entity, no other multi-human entity is as powerful or as strong as the family unit, as the nuclear family. None. Clara, true that also. Hey, thank you, Clara. Michael, Phil Goff wanted to bring down the legal sex age to 12. Absolutely right. Yes, Phil Goff did want to bring down the age from 16 to 12 years old. He was told off to try to do it, and in fact, he didn't even say that it was wrong. He said the messaging has gotten muddled and confused, and now we will not be able to do that. He should have just known not to do that. Gazasaur, no, it's all part of the global agenda. I think it is possible. I might be wrong. It might actually be part of the global agenda. Personally, myself, I think that it's merely a spread form of, rather than an organized agenda. I think it's just a mismatch of apathy, of taking everything, including values, for granted, and it's just coalesced into this movement, and they don't even know why. And abortion is in there, cannabis is in there. I mean, it's quite interesting. There's a little bit of a side tangent. A lot of and some of them are our people as well. Some people, we're against globalism, we're against the UN mucking around and trying to inject themselves into anything. So they're happy to fight against abortion, and they're happy to fight against globalism and the pushing of this. But I hate to say this, but the legalization of all drugs is actually also part of that same movement. It really is. So, Collie Bear, remove the father, replace it with the government. Absolutely right. Yes, indeed. Absolutely right. So it was a great night. I feel like I'm also now even more prepped for tomorrow afternoon. Let's see. I've thought this for years, so please have the courage and fortitude to stand in public and speak the truth. Thank you. Oh, yep, thank you, Antonia. I don't want to look like yeah, that's me. I'm a weak man. I have a huge amount of problems and all that, but like all of us, we do our best and we fight as hard as we can do. And I want to give a shout out also to people like Alan Tane Solomon in Rotorua, and also Liao Tilsey, who's our Calston candidate. These are the two people who I also said were, hey man, hey guys, out of everyone, let me just answer this quick one. Would you open the doors to any white South African farmers? On the fence with Muzza. Muzza, we would open the doors to South African farmers who are indeed, now that the ANC has admitted that they are being murdered at horrific rates. Yeah, absolutely, that would actually come in our policy. We don't care what color, white, black, brown, yellow, red, don't matter. But if we do have our partners, we do have a refugee policy, and the refugee policy, we have stated that we will also include South African farmers who are actually being murdered at horrific rates in that. So, yeah. So I just want to give a bit of a shout out to Liao Tilsey and also Alan Tane Solomon. Alan Tane Solomon is our candidate in Rotorua. Now, that's heavy duty Te Arawa country, and that's great. No problem. I love that stuff. But because we believe in equality, and because we believe that the Treaty of Waitangi basically is a treaty of equality, not extra powers, that everyone is treated the same, not higher or lower, depending on your skin color or your whakapapa. And so he got hit massively hard because, you guys are racist. You guys are racist. So there's that. And also Liao. Liao was part of a wonderful Pacifica leadership program, and she had friends there. She's also in the Woke West. I call it the Woke West. Hey, I've lived in the Woke West. I've taught lots of kids in the Woke West. I get it. But she's been hurt so much by people who've attacked her, people who she thought she was friends and such like that. So it's quite. I just want to give a shout out to them, and to all of our people who are just fighting hard. Yeah. Oh, Tare, are you racist? Shocking. And I think I'll answer it this way: only in such a far left, moderate to far left environment that we find New Zealanders, only in such one could you say that equality is racism. I am Chatiawa Ngāti Raukawa, Tongan, Niue, and English. I love all the pieces of myself, and we just want to be treated the same as everyone else. Don't treat us any better or worse, just treat us the same, and that's the big one. So we're really strong about that. In fact, we get a lot of love and hate for that. So that's one of the things in there. Troy Allen, yes, Troy Allen's awesome. Yep, he's rolling hard. It's a great one there. Oh, thank you, Tare. Very good. So it was a great night. Tomorrow I've got I think at 4:00, and I'm going to see if I'm allowed to put it public. But at 4 o'clock, I'm going to be part of a hui or a rangatahi debate about our policies, and it's going to be about youth. Now, that is with, I believe it's with the Manurewa Youth Workers Network. I'm going to see if it is public. If it's public, I'll put it onto our page. Or, sorry, I'm going to have to get one of my team to put it onto our Takanini page, because Elliot managed to get himself blocked for about 20 more hours, I think it is. So effectively what happened is please excuse my language, one of the people who said that they were a family member of the girl in question, or the photo, basically said, "You're an effing nigger and a piece of that's what he basically said. Not basically, that is what he said. So I screenshotted that, I put it up there. And then after that, so someone reported that, and so I got hit with a community standards breach. And also someone reported the article that I posted that put forward a child with the drag queen makeup on her. And then they put forward that one as well. So that was also quite, though they reported that one, and then I got blocked for like 24 hours. That was earlier this morning. Bro, post it on our news page. I'm good with it. Sweet. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Stevenson, great to see you. Yes, very good. I saw Gordon today. Therese Dryden, God bless the whole NC team. Yep, absolutely. Very cool. Wow, that person says the N-word to you. Yeah, totally. I was like, oh, wow. That's definitely free speech in the mix going on there. So that was pretty crack up. That behavior should not be tolerated. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not cool anyway. So I just want to say thank you so much for you guys being part of this journey. And I want to let you know, I believe we'll get in to the core of my being. And whether we do or we do not, there is a massive noise now. Conservatism is back. And we are here and we're not going away. We are fired up and we're firing. And we're actually going to do a few things even after selection. And I can't wait for it. And I don't want to spoil too many surprises, but, it is so strong. It's like the conservatism has just risen up again. The idea of family, the idea of sovereignty, of equality, of helping us get off the burden of welfare dependency, So we're excited. Mata Kapi. Oh, can I just do a shout out here too? The Mata is one of the big helpers of the Mangere team. She's awesome. She carries a jandal, and we get smacked if we're doing things a bit naughty. Thank you so much, Mata, especially helping out. Some of you may have seen also the Mangere joining there when we were talking and speaking a lot. What happened then as well, we'll see if we can get some footage of that out. But what happened is that we were speaking right beside Labour. Labour were not very happy because we were speaking about the fact that Labour pushed very heavily the most brutal abortion bill in Western culture, and that the idea of Pacifica values, because we were among it, the Pacifica values were absolutely ignored and just mocked. Savage Nobles and Merry Peasants, behind you all the way. Thank you so much. Conservative is back in New Zealand. Yes, absolutely right. Woohoo! Elliot, you have impressed. Oh, thank you. I don't mean to put up the ones that make me look good. Both tick went into you already. Thank you so much. Really, really good. So, man, things are going well. We're going to set up. Some good things after this election. We're going to fight, and our voice is so much stronger. That's what's awesome about it. Our voice is so much stronger. This year, we have seen that people have woken up to what's been going on. That, I'm sorry, but National just don't cut it. Whatever National was, they are no longer. Whatever Labour was, they are no longer. Both of them just keep on this progressive path that just make things worse and worse. Let's make Conservative train on full-on mission. Woohoo! Elected to Parliament or not, this train's got to roll. Very good. Elliot for PM. Oh, Thank you, Michael. So thank you for so much for being part of this journey. Really, we literally could not actually make it without you. Thank you, and thank you for. You guys may not know this, you guys may not know this, but there have been times where I've dipped down into like, oh man, this sucks, man. Can we just give it up? And actually, a lot of the reason why I can come back up is because of you guys. I've had comments and messages sent that say, "Look, thank you so much. We didn't know about any of this stuff." I remember one person. Oh, who was it? Gosh, I don't remember who it was. Sorry, but I saw a message earlier today saying, I saw these guys only when they brought up the Mates and Dates program. I looked into what they gave me, and it was shocking. I got involved, and then I was able to take it to the parents, and the school that I was at stopped the Mates and Dates program. Yeah, and it's beautiful. You guys are just awesome, man. You really are, and that's why I say, heaps of people say, "Oh, it's a team effort," but really they just want to take that money. But it is a team effort. No, it's not even team effort. It's a ideological. We're all together. Not in a Marxist way, but we're all together. It's sicky, just totally cool. It's awesome. David, I voted for you, Elliot. Thank you. Finally, a Conservative Party has strong traditional values. Yeah, right? Sikia. Awesome, man. Hey, thank you. I gotta do this one. Labour, not a great choice, really. Dude, hey, shocking. So, thank you so much. The No Me Knows tour was just great as, it was just wonderful. I love it. If I see you on Saturday, please stop me and let's grab a picture together. Let's have some fun. Look, on Saturday I'll have my first drink for a while, but I'm under orders not to have too many drinks. Hey, ease it down. Connie, let's have a look. We appreciate your hard work, Elliot. Actually, you've made politics interesting and enjoyable to listen to. Thank you. Thank you. I can floss if you want. I would floss, but my daughter says, Daddy, that's old now. You no longer, you weren't cool to start with, bro. What? You also said, "Oh, get that bag, call me brother." We go for it. Hey. Very good. So anyway, I think that'll be it. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I can get a bit boring, but I just want to say thank you so much for being part of this team. Straight up. Thank you so much for being part of this team. I look forward to seeing you all. Hit me up. All right. When you see me, just catch me up. It's all good. And in the meantime, God bless you. God bless New Zealand.